off we go, Chris.
Okay.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Right, here we are back with the expat show. You know, if you don't understand, it's kind of confusing. We
Definitely
used to be expats, but we ain't no more, so we're expats, expatriates. We're back here supporting the good old USA.
That's right. We're doing all our expat. Yeah, we're doing all our expatting from Patton City, Missouri, or something.
Yes. Yes. So, well, welcome back. And we brought Steve, our most recent expat. He was living in Italy for several years. Actually bought a home, enjoyed the home thoroughly. But he's like, hey, you know what? I've got other things going on back in the United States. I'll sell this home, make some more money, and then buy a home somewhere else. To each his own. So, and you know, Steve, we had already he had his was a house, well, not a housewarming, but a open house a couple of weeks ago in October, and trying to, you know, put the place on the market, see who's interested. So if you're interested, heck, leave a comment. We'll show you where to go.
We'll tell you where to go.
We'll tell you where to go. But the sun will be shining where you go.
That's right.
There you have it. We'll tell you to go to Guardia Sanframondi.
What
in Italy? And Italy. We've all been there. We've all lived there, and we love Italy.
Love. I'm feeling it right now.
See, Mike's crying. Moment of silence.
What? So, Steve, after your last trip, did you get a little bit of sun finally as you were? Because in the video it was a little bit cloudy, and I wonder if that's what was interfering with your connection to your Wi-Fi.
Oh, no. It's just that the cell. So when I did that video, I was just using. There was no Wi-Fi. It was just my camera on my phone.
Oh, gotcha. That's why it was so iffy.
So literally, I can't. I tried. We have Wi-Fi in the house, but you go 2 feet outside the door, and you lose connection.
These ancient solid rock walls tend to do that. They stop arrows and Wi-Fi really well.
Yes.
It's interesting how they knew, but they could stop Wi-Fi too. What?
It'll stop Wi-Fi. They won't be able to get it. They'll have to come out. We'll shoot them with the arrows when they come out. Brilliant.
Come out their door.
Come out holding their phone. Bam, bam. It's working like a charm.
We digress.
Oh,
I've been digressing since day one.
So
regressing.
What we have now.
Sorry, Chris. Go ahead. I give you permission.
You guys talk. My wife is calling me.
This is like a Nate Bargatze episode.
We can read lips, you know, Chris.
That's right. Oh, he's covering his mouth now.
I wasn't going to let you hear that. What? In the bedroom at what time? Okay, ending the podcast early. I got to go.
Anyway, after that awkward conversation.
Awkward.
So, anyways, if you watch the last show, Steve did an interior tour of his home, with 1,000-year-old home, and it was still standing, still beautiful. Italy, you know how Italy is.
1,000 years is young in Italy.
Yes.
If you're living in 1,000-year-old, that's a new build.
It's a new build. Yeah, we're in the new part of town.
That's right.
So this video what we're going to show is actually Steve did a walk from, I guess, the lower piazza up into his home in Guardia Sanframondi.
There you have it.
So
you can't. There's only certain parts of the historic district that you can actually drive a car through. Most of it is small alleyways. Now, the Italians are very creative, and they get some of these cars in there. I don't know how they do it. Oh yeah, it's crazy. The little Oppies.
Right. Now those they're not a two-seater though, are they? Oh, the little right. Those are the oppies
Technically, it's a 4-seater, but it's made
for
for
little
one
for the
person.
little people.
Aye.
Well, yeah, the oppies are those little. They use them as trucks. They're more like a scooter with a
With a flatbed on the back.
right. They call them small haulers. Sorry, go ahead.
And that is above our piazza. So here I am walking up via Canalicchio to our little piazza. The buildings in front of me are newer, except for the buildings to the right, which have the little eye-shaped window. Those are part of the old medieval district, and you can tell by the architecture that they're not newer. These two buildings here to the left are newer houses and lived in, as are this one newer, that one's newer, and this one is newer, and this is looking down our street to the main road that goes into the center of town, which is right at the end of this street. And then all of these homes are newer buildings, but are built right on the very edge. Those buildings directly ahead are part of the old historic district and are probably 600 to 800 years old. But most of these directly in front of me are vacant and or abandoned and probably for sale. Some of these are very large houses with fabulous terraces, etc. So here we are walking up to our house. So the nice thing is you can roll your suitcases up along the sides and then step up the stairs. Now some of these are old, part of the old medieval district, but they've had new doors installed. But you can tell here, this is fabulous old architecture, the doorways, stone walkways. Now the really nice thing about this is the whole medieval district has been installed street lighting, which makes it very safe and livable. Another old doorway with a new door. You can tell the little windows above the doors. This is a huge palazzo, which the word for palazzo means a very large home, palace, but the old doors. This actually goes down through to the other part of town. And then so we're walking up to our house. This of course is an ancient door. So here we have nice that you can roll things up and you're not limited to just carrying with the stairs. And then this is a really cool thing. Our house, our doorway is just up there to the, let's see, can you see it? No, you can't. That green bag hanging to the side, that's our doorway. But this is a neat little piazza down below, just literally outside our door, with a fountain and benches. And some of the old Italians come and sit down here on sunny days. So it's literally just below our house. And so it's our neighbor. And so we're gonna go up the stairs. And so all this is 600 to 800 years old. Now there have been improvements. Some of these places are rehabbed, some aren't. But they've all been cut up and carved up into different segments. And so this is like a maze of alleyways, staircases. You can see this is just outside our door. That goes up to an apartment up there. We've got, you can see all the way up there, that yellow house. That is for sale also. And so this is our door.
So, old door. That window is our upstairs bedroom. So it's basically this little slice of medieval history is our house. And we're in, and see this. Our kids got us that.
Hey, Steve, that was really great tour of the ancient part of Guardia, but down below or just right at the foot of those massive steps, there is a place you could drive a car, right? Or
Oh yeah, you can drive a car through most of town. The historic district sits kind of midway through town and below. So the newer part of town, where most of the restaurants are, is up above. There is some more. There's a bread shop, there's a pizza shop, a laundry, an alimentari down below, along with another restaurant. And there's a fountain down there where you can go and wash your car if you should so choose.
What?
I know.
do you have to throw
And,
a coin in the fountain when you wash your car, or
something like that. But then up above, there's
don't wash your car in the Trevi Fountain. They frown
Don't
on
do
that.
that. I mean, you could try.
well, now they've got a plastic wall up where you have to pay to get inside the fountain.
No way.
That's
it's-
why
it's-
if you're
that's-
gonna live in Italy, you gotta live on a mountaintop somewhere.
Listen,
It's just getting-
Rome is fantastic, and if you're going to go to Italy, you want to start in Rome because that's got a lot of amenities and a lot of amazing stuff. But if you're going to stay for any period of time, you want to be someplace less crowded. Now, the best part that I really loved about being in Guardia was you go to the market and you spend 30% of what you'd spend in the United States. And we've talked about this before on different videos, but we went in there one time, bought prosciutto, brought 2 bottles of wine, and I'm looking at the wine, and the lady says, "Oh no, down below," and she wasn't speaking English. My Italian's crazy good. And she said, "No, down below is the cheaper wine." And I was looking at a bottle of wine for $3 or €3.50 or something like that. And I looked down below, basically the same wine from the area right there. They make all the wine right there. They've got it for
wasn't Boone's
$2.50.
Farm.
What's that?
It wasn't Boone's Farm.
Boone Farme. Boone Farme. But it's
No,
all Paisano wine.
that's a funny thing. We were just there, and it's you wonder, even a 6-pack of 2-liter bottles of water, frizzante, which is the sparkling water, or natural, is I think €3. And it's sort of like, it's so cheap. How do they even pay somebody to put it on a truck? Take it off the truck.
That's where they cut the cost. The guy that puts it on the truck basically is making nothing.
But I mean, the prices are absurd. And the one thing that I found out, which I did not know, the wine co-op, which is in Guardia,
right,
is one of the largest wine co-ops in all of Europe.
Wow.
Not just Italy. But I mean, and someone was saying that probably 20, 30 years ago, Guardia was basically on the map because of the wine.
Right.
But then in the last 20, 30 years, Chile's come out, Australia, everybody's making wine. And
Right.
so the competition has gotten a lot stiffer. And so there's not as much money as there used to be in town. So the cool thing is, with the expats in town, they bring a lot to to Guardia, a lot of money. I mean, there's probably, I want to say, probably 200 or 300 people from the UK, Australia, Canada,
Really?
US.
It's that many now.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of starting to surge again. I mean, the unfortunate thing is the prices are going up, but everything is. So it's just, but I mean, you can still get an amazing pizza for €5.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
know.
think that's another thing about that area. It's not like an isolated little town. You're very close to other quaint towns and municipalities within 10 kilometers. I don't even know how many there are. We were going to different ones. There's Solopaca right down below. There's, what is it? San Lupo?
Oh, yeah, San Lupo is just the opposite direction.
Yeah, just like a mile and a half. San Lupo, and that's very quaint and beautiful. And then we went to the one where they had the big market. What was the one where they had the big market?
Sanita.
Yeah, and that's another cool place. Very mountainous, very beautiful. And so you're not isolated there,
unless you don't have a car.
Unless you don't have a car, then hey.
But even still, they have bus service into Naples every day. So
yeah. And it's great because it drops you within it's like a 5-minute walk for 6-8 minute walk from the bus to your house.
Oh yeah, if that. And then it drops you right at the train station in Napoli. I mean, it's you're right in the middle of town.
El centro.
And then you can get a cab. We took from there. Actually, it's surprising. I mean, for me, when we lived there in the 70s, there's an island that's north of Capri and Ischia. We used to go there all the time. And that's where the Italians go for vacation.
Right. And it's gorgeous.
And it's spectacular. It's a big island. There's like 7 different towns on there. Bus service circles the whole island. And it's like, I think it's like €40 for the boat back and forth. I think round trip, something like that.
And it's close. I mean, it's maybe 6-8 miles, not even that, off the coast.
It's probably a 40-minute boat ride.
Yeah, when we took it, and it is so gorgeous. We were Steve and our wives and myself get on the bus to go around the island. We get to the first place, Nova Michicola something.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's so gorgeous. They've got a port right there, a beautiful little town center. I mean, I just thought, why am I sitting on a bus for 2 hours? Let's get off and walk around. We had a great time. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was the end of October, and it was 75 degrees, gorgeous sunshine. It was spectacular. I mean, I think it was so much. I shouldn't say, I mean, Capri is nice, but
it's a lot more expensive and a lot more crowded.
Exactly. So, and then there's a small island, Procida, which is right next to Ischia. So if you want to go there, you can go to Procida, which is also beautiful. I mean, we didn't stop there, but it was right there. I could have jumped off the boat, but I didn't. But I could have.
Kathy was trying to push him, but unsuccessfully.
I've got too much mass. I got too much mass to try to move for one person.
So, and also the benefit of the Guardia we're speaking of, where Steve has been living, the house that's available is furnished, so you don't have to carry the couches and the refrigerator up all those 1,000-year-old stairs.
We did all of that for you.
That's right.
Turnkey. How do you say that in Italian, Mike? Turnkey?
Turnkey.
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 Chiave turno.
Torno e chiave.
Chiave torno.
Oh, look at that. Hey. Well, it's absolutely, I'll tell you what, if you wanted to get an experience, and I think that's another thing, if for somebody that's never been to Italy and was really wanting to do something, there's for a small town, there's a large expat community. And then you've got Pasquale up at the Orso bar. He speaks some English, so at least you can communicate on a basic level with Pasquale. And then you were doing that class right in town at Alchimie. You were doing an English and Italian class where people can get together and you get to know some of the locals, and it's a very cool place. And I think if you're looking at just anywhere, you'd want to have an expat community, especially if you're learning the language. Because
so the crazy thing is, living in Italy, if the cool thing is to have a vacation home there, absolutely perfect. Go for a month, go for a couple of months. You have fun. You don't have to worry about, in a sense, all of the laws and the, whatever. You can be lawless. I'm kidding.
Oh
But
man, don't be telling people that. You'll have more people in jail by the end of this video than you can shake a stick at.
But living there, even the Italians, and I've talked to a number of Italians who are living here in the States, and they say, even for the Italians who speak Italian and have dealt with it their whole lives, it's difficult. Everything is difficult. Everything changes all the time. All the laws are changing. And as soon as you get it done and you do it right, it's wrong. And just kind of one thing after another. But as far as vacationing, the Italians are marvelous. Everybody in town. I mean, for me, just the difference, you walk through town, and as an American there, it's a great sign of respect for me to say hello to the locals. For them to be acknowledged by somebody from out of town, and there's, all the old men and all the old women sitting along the park benches as you walk down the main street. And of course, the main street, the sidewalks are only 16 inches wide. So it's very challenging saying hello to the locals and trying not to get hit by a car.
Yeah, it's scary.
But that makes it really fun.
Getting hit by a car or saying hello to the locals?
Both.
Oh, both.
It's just a gorgeous place, and I think that you're going to get a whole different feel,
yes,
for Italian culture that you won't really get in Rome or some of the bigger touristy areas.
Yeah.
And not to take away from that, like I say, Rome was amazing, and I think we hit it at the right time, right after COVID ended. We managed to sneak in there.
Steve. In Guardia, how many Starbucks do you have? 4 or 5?
Well, they've closed a couple down. No, I'm kidding. There's none, but there are. I want to say there's probably between 12 and 15 cafes.
Yeah.
And there may be more, but I think there's some on the upper part of town. We go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's probably like 5 that we frequent that, you know what I mean? It's nice enough. There's some of the, the dingier ones where my wife would not go there because it's all the old men hang out. And so they're on Main Street. And when we would walk up, they'd be standing out front and you could just see their heads follow every woman that walks down the street. And then they'd start the other way and go.
It's like a very slow tennis match.
But there's something about the Italians. They appreciate beauty. They appreciate youth and beauty. And, it's
a compliment.
It is. And I know
that's
that
like the construction workers here in the United States. They appreciate
beauty.
But the whole dynamic of that, it's just like, I'm just telling you, we were just there and there were a lot of really beautiful women. I mean, and it's hard not to gawk. Like this one girl, she was at the rental car place at the airport. And just flawless beauty, probably 25, and just they're very comfortable with being exotic.
Yeah.
It's a different world. And I think the old
hair or anything.
What?
She didn't have blue hair and all
No, gosh, she was just dressed
with blue hair.
Literally,
I'm thinking of guy in my hair blue.
She's at the rental car office on the 4th floor of Building C at the airport. Her office is a little bit bigger than my desk, and it's a garage, and she's dressed to the nines.
Well, that's like the I don't know, the security in Rome. All the guys are over 6 feet tall. They've got these groomed beards.
Yep.
It's just a whole. It's like they're not really security. They're like, male models for some sort of advertisement or something.
Italy is famous for
their advertisements for big fluffy hats.
Yeah.
Italy is famous for people just being very dressed appropriately, elegantly, or I mean that's kind of the culture of Italy.
They know how to deck out. Yeah,
you can kind of tell we all live there. Look what we're wearing. So
I dressed up.
Oh, dress up.
Got a collar.
So the one of the fun parts about the little towns there where they still do the weekly market. So in Guardia, the market is on Sunday, and it's an event. It's a social event. And when and you will see this, not all, but a lot of the Italians dress up to go to the market, and they just go there to have a coffee, or the big thing is an Aperol Spritz or a Prosecco, and you sit at the cafes in the market area, and then you stroll up and down the different kiosks and stalls that are selling clothes and shoes, and it's something that just doesn't happen here. It's different than going to the mall. Everyone's saying hello. Everyone's greeting you. The vendors are, there's this, kind of banter, not so much with price, but just picking out, all the veggies and the cheeses and the oils and the olives and the shoes and the belts and it's kind of a cool thing. And then so ours is on Sunday. There's also another in Cerezo Sanita, which is about 5 kilometers away. They also have one on Sunday. But then in Telese, it's on Saturday. It's a much bigger market. And so every town has their day of the market. So you can go from market to market. And then there's another, San Lorenzello, which is probably about 15 minutes outside. They have an antique market I think it's every first Sunday of the month. So a lot of shops open up and their antiques are a lot different than our antiques. Their antiques are actually only 400 years old, whereas ours are like 40.
When we were in Rome, we went to a secondhand store, and the mid-century modern stuff was unbelievable. It was around the Vatican, because we were looking for that market, Steve, you told us about, that you saw that was down in that kind of on the other side, on the north side of the Tiber by the Vatican, in that area. And we saw it one day. We couldn't find it, but we found this little mid-century. It was just cool. And then all the places we went in Benevento. I mean, and all the places, I'll tell you what, if you're a thrifter, the Italians are thrifty. They love that stuff. And there are more. They go from totally, like totally trashy secondhand to cool, like that one where you got the poster that you're hanging at. I mean, we had so much fun. It was, there's something for everybody. If you've got if you love antiquing or thrifting or doing any of that stuff, there are a lot of places to find and explore and see. And then all the architecture, everything. It's wild.
Even the specialty things, which I don't think, I mean, at least I'm not aware of here, but when we were in Rome, we were walking via Babuino, which is goes from the Spanish Steps to Piazza del Popolo. I see this alligator suitcase in a window. And so I go in, and of course they speak English, which is absolutely marvelous. And I said, "This is such a beautiful bag." And she said, "Yes, this is our family business. We're actually out of Milan, and we custom make all these things. And you can pick out what type of animal skin you want. We have a giant warehouse where we bought 1,000 alligators." I mean, it just, They'll make you shoes, they'll make you a purse, they'll make you a coat, whatever you want.
He's gone. That's it.
Like my my leather shop guy, which is by the Pantheon. Has this leather shop. He makes briefcases and backpacks and whatever. And I have this here. He had this. It's a face mask during COVID. And it was on one of those mannequins, you know, the bus, and he had this on it. And I thought, this is so cool. They even made a face mask using leather. Well, he said, this is a coffee filter right here. And it was a joke. And he gave it to me because I came back after COVID and I said, where is your mask? I said, I love the mask. He said, oh, it's up here. He said, here, you want it, you can have it. But it's just fun things like that make Italy, you know, kind of amazing. And it's everywhere you go, if you go outside of the normal, like outside of the tourist areas and just go back and just start talking to people, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And I think that's the only difference between like the bigger areas. There's going to be a lot more English speaking people like in Rome or Florence or Venice or wherever, you know, but in these smaller towns, you're going to have a more, you know, it was crazy because I walked up to our old neighborhood in Rome where we lived, and I walked up in there, and when you go up there, none of the taxi drivers speak English. I mean, you're going to have I'm sure there's people that do speak English. I mean, but it's just a little bit more. I mean, I was using my pretty crusty Italian to speak with him, and he drove us back down into Trastevere, which was great. But yeah, but it's just what an adventure. I'll tell you what, I think about it. I don't know if I could ever have the wherewithal to move there, but I'm going back. Just it's wonderful.
So fun. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's the good part is if you visit, you don't kind of get bogged down with a lot of the dynamics of, you know, how to pay your electric bill and how to get your car inspected. And, you know, what if you break down along the side of the road? You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean,
of course, we did deal with that for 10 years when we're living in Rome and Naples with the family.
Right. But I mean, the difference is, so in our little town, you have the expats, and there's a number of them that are very fluent in English. But most of the townspeople do not speak English, but most of the younger kids are just hungry to practice their Italian. And one really fun thing that happened, it was shortly after we had moved there, and my wife and I are in a restaurant having pizza, and next to us is a table of 10 kids, 10-year-olds, roughly. No parents, no bodyguards, just the kids. They're out having pizza. And so they come over to our table and they start practicing their English that they're learning in school with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I just thought, in Chicago, you would never in a million years see 10-year-olds wander into a Chili's. You know, I mean, it just, this is the beauty of these little towns. So we met all these kids, and then we see them going through town, and they're all very excited because now they know us and they say hello, and it just building this, you know, kind of there's a dynamic there that you just don't see here in the States anymore.
I think the main thing that I, you know, just doing this little video to convey, these towns are very safe. I mean, if you're looking for a place where you don't want to have to worry about, you know, random crime or violence, you're just not going to experience it there.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, everybody knows everybody. Mm-hmm. And they know when you're not a part of the town. and being up in the mountains in these little hill towns, you're just not going to, I mean, the chances are so slim that you'll run into any problems.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're polite and respectful, you're just not going to have any issues with anybody.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's always something that happens, but by and large, you're just going to have a really enjoyable time if you learn, like, you know, how to say hello, goodbye.
Well,
some
even
basic
that
signs.
with Google Translate,
Oh yeah, now
it's a
like,
game changer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just sort of like you can go to anybody. And a lot of the interesting thing is a lot of the older people are they're very, very adept with cell phones and the apps. And that was just a game changer. Not all, but dealing with like our handyman and the electrician and whatever, and we could just Google back and forth, and there was no gray areas. Everything was very clear, and so that makes it. You can even go to these towns, and you know, everybody's got a cell phone. I mean, everybody's got a cell phone.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it gets
And
a
then
little
the
bit
other
crazy.
great thing was Amazon would deliver right to your town.
Yes,
They'd carry those refrigerators right up that 75 steps to your house.
I
or
know.
whatever it
It's
is.
a beautiful thing. What did you say, Chris?
Sorry, guys.
So make sure you bring your cell phone to Italy.
That's right.
Oh, hell yes.
Heck yeah.
The Google, what is it? Google Maps. Amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, amazing. I don't know, looking back, we were driving in Rome in the 70s. I mean, literally in downtown Rome. I have no idea how we ever figured out how to get around because the streets are so complicated and you can't just go from point A to point B. You go backwards and then turn around and then drive 6 miles that way and then one-way street this way and then around.
We were in Rome.
But-
Well, before we moved to Naples, we were in Rome for 3 years. I never knew how to find the Pantheon. Occasionally, we'd be walking down some street and all would go, "Whoa, look at this place." And we found it like 2 times. And I never knew where it was. I didn't realize it was so close to Campo di Fiori. I mean, a few minute walk right from there.
Everything is so
from
close.
where- But that's the thing. I just use Google Maps and you navigate the entire city on foot.
Yeah.
And and all those places, all those little towns, and the roads have improved, the infrastructure's improved.
Yes.
So it's a lot different than when we were there.
Well, as kids, we used to ride around with Dad, and it would take hours to get anywhere. And everything is within a mile of in downtown.
I remember Dad saying, "I wish I had a machine gun. I wish I had a gun. I could carry a gun with me." And,
Why did he want a gun?
he liked guns. I don't know. He wanted to shoot people that were cutting him off and parking in front of him. So you'd be driving down a little narrow street. The guy in front of you'd stop. He'd jump out of the car and run into the store, and the whole street's blocked.
Oh, yes, that's the fun part of Rome.
So I think we're going to, on that note, when we're talking about machine guns and mowing people down, I think that's a good time to
Maybe we should
Wrap it up.
cut that up. Wrap it up. And to be fair, our father was a government official, so it was okay.
And a Korean War vet. So he
Korean War
has
vet.
an excuse.
A lot of
He's a victim.
PTSD. He's a victim.
So anyways, gracias.
And he never killed anybody that we know of.
That we know of. We still can't prove anything. People disappeared, things happened, but there was no proof.
He was
Gracias.
never convicted.
Thanks a lot for being here. All the information you need to know if you're interested in checking out Steve's place in Guardia Sanframondi. It's going to be down below. Facebook is probably the best place to go. Get a lot of information if you're interested.
We do have another video with the inside of Steve's home and everything. If you're interested, Chris will post that in the link.
Be down there. It's all going to be there. So
All going to be there. All the information you ever wanted. Adios, amigos.
all right. Ciao.
Ci vediamo.
Ci vediamo. The other hand, Mike.